The Real Hustle shows real people being scammed by our con artists. All the people who've been scammed have been given their money back and have agreed that the footage can be used so that you can avoid being ripped off by the same scams.
Tonight, online banking just became a whole lot more risky.
I feel stupid. I feel like an idiot and I got scammed.
Over in the US, just how quickly can our hustlers steal a purse?
That's mine. Oh my God.
And in the UK, you'd think that luggage locked in a hotel storeroom would be safe. Guess what? You're wrong.
How much my jewellery? Oh my God,
This is The Real Hustle NZ. Hello and welcome to The Real Hustle. Here in New Zealand, crooks are constantly coming up with new ways to steal our money. And in the age of technology, computers have become a popular target for all sorts of scams. This is the Keylogger Scam, and all our Kiwi hustlers need is a keyboard, $2 chip, and anyone who banks online. A keylogger is a computer chip that can be put inside any keyboard. It records every key that's pressed and transmits those keystrokes straight to our hustler's computer. Keylogging allows our hustlers to see everything that is typed on a marked computer. Our hustlers make their way to an office in the city. Kimberly's playing an office cleaner, and amongst her cloths and polish, she's carrying a rigged keyboard. Kimberly scouts the office, looking for any keyboard which is identical to the rigged keyboard she's brought with her. She finds one and swaps the keyboards over. She also grabs a business card which will come into play later. And her job is done. Later that morning, our hustlers are in the van, waiting for the mark to arrive. She logs in, and thanks to the keylogger chip, the hustlers can see everything she types. Using the details on her business card, they call the mark on her mobile.
Hello.
Hi Rebecca, it's Adam here from Internet Banking Security Services. How are you?
Aaron is posing as a banking rep.
The reason for my call this morning, we've flagged a few unusual internet transactions on your internet banking this month. Before we go forward, can I just confirm your identity?
Without hesitation, the mark tells Aaron her full name and address.
Rebecca Jane Riley.
Great, that's your identity confirmed.
The mark suspects nothing. She has no idea this is a scam.
We've flagged a few unusual internet transactions on your internet banking this month.
Aaron goes through the fictitious transactions with the mark.
Do any of these sound familiar to you at all?
No, definitely not.
Now he must get the mark to log on to her online bank account so they can gain access for themselves.
Okay, are you near a computer? Are you able to log into your internet banking at the moment?
Okay.
Every keystroke the mark makes is transmitted to the hustler's computer. So the hustlers now have the account number and her password.
Now, you may not see them when you log in because we have flagged them as unusual and a security risk, so they may not show up on your side. So can I just confirm you don't recognise any of these transactions?
No, definitely not.
In fact, there are no unusual transactions. The hustlers just want to convince the mark that the call really is from the bank. They even give her a fake reference number.
Reference number to quote will be SC4, the number 4, and V for victory. If you do spot any other unusual transactions, just give the 0800 number a call and ask for the Internet Security Services.
The keylogger has certainly done its trick. Our team now has her account number and password and can start transferring money.
Home and home.
Easy as that.
Obviously, we aren't really going to raid her account, but when we tell her she's been scammed, you can imagine how she feels.
I feel stupid. stupid. I feel like an idiot. I'm absolutely mortified, to be honest. He sounded like someone I talked to on the phone from my bank all the time, looking after me, and I got scammed. Nice.
This scam works because it's using two techniques. It's actually using the physical phishing of information on the phone by speaking to the person, but also accessing the office and hardwiring the computer so that the keylog strokes can be monitored. These type of scams are increasingly prevalent, not just in New Zealand but throughout the world, because it's easy to access somebody's bank account as soon as you get a few personal details off them. It's just a question of starting the process, and you shouldn't divulge anything to anybody, either over the internet or over the phone.
After the break, you'd think that luggage locked in a hotel storeroom would be safe. Guess what? You're wrong. Welcome back to The Real Hustle. 5-star hotels provide rich pickings for thieves. All you need is one overworked concierge, an underhanded plan, and one smart piece of luggage. The plan is to steal other people's luggage from inside a hotel storeroom. Our English hustlers, Alex and Paul, arrived with 2 suitcases. One of the cases is very heavy and very fragile. Posing as businessmen staying at the hotel, they leave their baggage with the concierge as it's too early to check in. This is the inside job.
Also, how many bags?
Just 2.
Awesome.
This one, please. Thank you.
Thank you. So it weighs like a ton of bricks.
Okay, this one's really heavy, yeah. Something for the weekend. Yeah.
Paul's case is so heavy, it takes 2 of them to lift it. With their cases left safely in the luggage room, Alex and Paul take a seat in the lobby. But not for long.
Can you tell me how to walk to Canary Wharf?
Whilst Paul gets some directions from the concierge, Alex sends an important text.
Taking left out the entrance.
Okay.
Straight through. Underground station's on your right. It's about a 5-minute walk.
You're there,
No.
All right, good. Thank you. I've just checked with the office. We're in the wrong hotel.
Oh dear. Paul and Alex have come to the wrong hotel. But of course, this is no innocent mistake.
Careful with that one. I'm quite fond of that one. There you go. Thanks so much. Sorry about that. See you later.
Once their luggage is returned, our hustlers make a sharp exit.
How you doing, mate?
They've just hit the hotel for thousands of dollars. But how? Let's go back and look again. First, they check in with their heavy suitcases. The concierge then take them to the secure luggage room behind the desk. With their bags checked in, the boys get to work. Paul distracts the concierge,
Can you tell me how to walk to Canary Wharf?
whilst Alex sends his text.
Where's that?
See, this is like a...
Jess is out of her box. The text Alex sent was to Jess inside the suitcase, telling her the coast's clear. First, she gets rid of the bricks, which made Alex's suitcase feel heavy. Jess can now set about refilling the empty case with other people's stuff. That's a laptop, some expensive makeup, a handbag, a designer dress, and some gold jewellery.
And then you'll see the entrance to the...
It's actually the Canary Wharf, you know, the walkway.
Back at the front desk, Paul's still struggling with the directions. Buying Jess more stealing time. That's another full handbag, some hair straighteners, and a brand new pair of shoes. They'll be returned for a refund. With the suitcase full, Jess tidies the ransacked bags.
Is there a good restaurant near here too?
Jess is ready to make her exit. She sends a quick text to Alex, who heads to the front desk to put the escape plan into action.
All right, good. Thank you. Just at the restaurant. I'll just check with the office. We're in the wrong hotel. Okay.
Now all Jess has to do is get herself zipped back up inside the case before the concierges return. She's just made it. The concierges unwittingly hand over the case of stolen goods, and then unbeknown to them, help Jess make her escape.
Careful with that one, I'm quite fond of that one. There you go. Thanks so much. Sorry about that. See you later.
And they're off.
Hello.
Mine's a lot heavier.
Their stash and grab raid on the luggage room has netted the hustlers thousands of dollars worth of valuables. Not bad for 10 minutes' work.
Right. How you doing, mate?
Sorry, we don't need to be that careful. She's done the job.
Later that day, our cameras caught up with some of the guests to find out what they'd lost.
Where the hell is my jewellery?
Oh my God, my watch.
Someone's just taken my laptop. Apparently my bag's gone missing. The bag plus everything in it's probably about £2,000.
So remember, whenever you leave your luggage unattended in a hotel, or anywhere for that matter, lock it. Better to be safe than sorry. Now, our American hustlers are about to take a walk in the park with their next con. This is the Distract and Conquer Con. It's a beautiful day in New York, and Apollo and Danny have found the perfect mark. Ryan is sitting at the back of the park. He has an important role to play later.
Do you mind if I ask you directions?
For this scam to work, Danny and Apollo need to sit at the mark's table. Showing her a map should do the trick.
Are you from the area?
Yeah, I'll have you lost. I'm from Jersey.
Here, maybe you could just show her the map with.
Maybe, I don't know. You're here. Do you mind if I...
You mind if I sit down for a second? We've been walking around.
Yeah, sorry. We're trying to find...
They join the mark at her table, and Apollo places his seat in front of the woman's bag.
I'm looking... I don't see us over around here. I don't even see where we are around here.
While Danny shows the woman the map, Apollo passes the bag around to Danny's side. Danny places her bag on the floor and moves the marked bag closer. But how is she going to get the contents from one to the other? This is where Ryan comes into play. Sitting at the back of the park, he has an important call to make to Danny, giving her the perfect excuse to duck under the table, dip into the woman's bag, and steal her wallet.
So if you come up here, I know this is 8th Street.
Hello?
Danny pops up holding her mobile phone, and the mark is none the wiser. She passes her phone to Apollo, signifying she's done her part, and the bag is waiting for him.
No, I think it will take us about 20 minutes or so. I would have.
You're a genius. And you're from Jersey. You know this stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you.
They've got what they came for, and this woman hasn't got a clue that she's been robbed.
The subway, do they take change at all?
Now it's time to tell the mark what's just happened.
Yeah, it's $2, I think.
Do you happen to have $2 on you? I have a 20.
I may have.
Even if you got fire, it doesn't have to be full change for a 20. If you just got anything, that'd be great.
Oh, but where in the world is... Great. I lost my wallet.
There's something blue in the bottom, is that?
No, it's a big brown wallet.
Okay, your checkbook. Was it brown?
Yeah, it was brown.
It had stitching on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally like mine.
This is from New Jersey.
That's mine. Oh my God. Yeah, that's me.
This is you?
That's me. You pickpocketed out of down there. Or was it in here?
No, it's in here.
Yikes. Oh, I was getting ready to start crying. Oh my God. I'm like, oh.
It could have been a lot worse, and this woman has clearly learned a lesson she won't forget.
You have to be careful about your surroundings, the people you meet, and you know. But now I don't think I'm gonna give anybody help anymore. I'm just gonna say I don't know.
The hustlers move on to their next mark. They're going to steal this guy's phone, even though it's sitting right there in front of him.
It's on the phone.
Hi, excuse me. Do you know it's called Cubana Cafe?
No.
Just as before, the hustlers pose as tourists. Apollo pulls out a magazine and asks for directions. Watch closely. He's going for the steal.
This one right here.
Apollo has used the magazine as a cover and has the mobile phone in his hand. But will the mark notice it's gone?
For instance, Spring.
Yeah.
Spring, yes.
Where's Spring Street?
Spring is a couple blocks north of here. Oh, it's right there.
Okay, so Spring Street is right here?
Yes.
That's okay, right there. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
This is what...
They've made it, and their victim doesn't notice his phone is gone. Time for Apollo to return the mark's property.
Thanks for the directions a while ago. I appreciate that. I think you had a phone call while we were out. Is this your cell phone?
Yeah.
It is your cell phone. Well, that sucks. It's terrible.
I realized they took my cell phone when they brought it back to me. It was sitting there on the table, and I didn't bother to look for it once they left. You know, it was there once. I figured it would still be there. So when they brought it back to me was when I realized that it was gone.
Distraction techniques work because they are practiced by extremely confident individuals who know what they're doing, and clearly I think they can fluster people into doing what they want. You can avoid making yourself a target by making sure that you always know where your property is, keep it in sight, keep it in your pockets, and just don't leave it lying around anywhere.
After the break, how losing your card inside an ATM can lose you a load of money. Welcome back. Every day, hundreds of thousands of us use the 2,500 ATMs dotted around New Zealand. And where there's money, there's always a scam. Our English hustlers, Alex and Jess, are off to use an ATM in a busy shopping area in London's West End. They'll be taking out a lot of money. Not theirs, but someone else's. This is the card catcher scam. Alex inserts a device which captures and holds onto a Mark's card. Jess pretends to use the other machine, so Mark's will use the rigged one. Now they wait for a victim. In a shopping area, it's only a short time before someone wants to use a cash machine. This is the Mark. He doesn't know it, but in a few moments, his account will be raided by our hustlers. The Mark's attempts at a transaction all fail, and what's worse is that the machine won't return his card.
Oh, is it not? Oh, thanks.
The Mark leaves, phoning his bank for help. Now Alex will retrieve the trapped card, and the Mark becomes a statistic. Alex is cashed up, so he and Jess can move on to the next victim. They've just made £500. That's over $1,000. But how exactly does this work? Alex needs to get hold of a customer's bank card, so he uses a card trapping device. Normally, when you use an ATM, your card is sucked inside the mechanism, so it can read the details on the magnetic strip. What Alex does is insert a card-catching device that sits inside the ATM's card slot. When a card is inserted into the slot, it gets caught inside the card catcher and stays there until Alex comes along and removes the device and your trapped card. It only takes a few seconds for Alex to insert the card catcher into the slot. To the casual eye, it looks the same. Only in a side-by-side comparison is the difference apparent. Jess stays at the other cash machine so that the mark is forced to use the tampered one. Alex needs to know the mark's PIN, so he shoulder surfs the mark and uses his mobile phone to record the PIN as it's entered. With his card trapped in the machine, the mark gives up and leaves. He unwittingly plays straight into Alex's hands, as there is now nothing to stop him from retrieving the loop contained in the card. With the mark's card and his PIN number, Alex has an open door to the victim's account. So, when using an ATM, have a good look at it, and if it looks suspicious, don't use it. When you do, always remember to cover your hand when you're entering your PIN. Next week on The Real Hustle.